Story of Helena, Chapter 14. I went to Brother Mike's place and waited for him to go out. His house is small and simple, with a little sunflower in a pot at the front of his house. I don't know if the flower is real. I have been waiting for this moment since my memory of his came back. I researched like a detective where he lives so that I will pick him up or kidnap him. I am waiting inside the car with Echo, waiting for him to come out. Come out! Come out! Wherever you are, I whispered while waiting for Brother Mike. I saw a chubby little girl go out of the house. She is wearing shorts and a shirt, and her hair is tied with a pink ribbon that makes her cute. She wears her pair of slippers, and she calls her daddy, and it is Brother Mike. I saw him kiss his daughter. That is why I wonder if he is sexually abusing his daughter too. I watched the kid leave. She went to her playmate living next door with her bucket of toys, and I think she is only 8 years old. She is a cute, adorable kid, and I feel that she loves her daddy so much because she's daddy's little girl, but her daddy needs to pay me something, which is his life. I slowly drive my car to Brother Mike's house. I put down the window and called him. Brother Mike! Oh, Helena! He said with his eyes wide open when he unexpectedly saw me. I bent down to flash my cleavage on him so that I would lure him and said, I just want to ask you something, I said with a flirty smile. Please get inside the car. This will not take long, I added, still flashing my cleavage to him. She looks at my face and looks at my cleavage and looks at my face again. Please, I flirt, and I opened the car door, and without hesitation, he went inside my car. He closed the door, and I locked it. I closed the window too, just to make sure that no one could see us. I get the hammer beside me and hit his head hard. He faints instantly, and the blood slope drips from his head, turning his white shirt into red. I look around just to make sure that nobody saw me, and I drove away. He went home with Brother Mike, still unconscious. I know he is not dead because I only hit him once on his head. I make him sit in the chair facing the dining area where he can see my parents, Jen and the girls, and I wrap him with the duct tape so that once he wakes up, he can escape. I lit my cigarette and grab a chair facing him and slap him to wake him up. Hi, I greeted him with a smile. When he became conscious again, but it seemed that he didn't appreciate it. Where I am? He asked while still dizzy and tried to move, but he couldn't because he was perfectly wrapped with duct tape. He looks around, and I can't paint his reaction when he sees my mom and dad, John, and the girls sitting next to each other at the dining table. He got more scared when he saw his shirt full of blood from his head. He looked at me. He looked like he wanted to cry. What's going on? He asked while still staring at the dining. But he didn't answer. He stand up and pulled a mini table with wheels and put it in front of him. I took the cover out and looked at him. Welcome to my game, I told her with a smile. I remember him when he told me that we would just play a game, and that game is to abuse me. His eyes grew wide when he looked at the things on the table. There is a lighter, kerosene in a jar, hammer, knife, and scissors. His eyes grew wide open and he got scared. I bent down again and showed him my cleavage. How's my breast now? Does it grow big? I asked him while massaging my breast in front of him. Tell me, I said while showing him my breast and shaking it in front of him. Do you like it? I asked him while still massaging my breast and showing it. I know he's scared now, and I like it. I went close to him and smelled his fears, still showing him my breast. What do you want, Helena? He asked while moving, trying to remove the tape that I wrapped on him. I looked at him and answered, Game. We will play a game. If you survive, you will live, but if you lose, you will die. I said that scared him. Did you forget the game that you told me about when I was 6 years old? I continued and asked him, while looking straight into his eyes, but he couldn't look at me. Please, Helena, he begged, which made me laugh. That was a long time ago. I already confessed and regret what I have done. What I did to you, he added, trying to convince me and let him go. I never went back to the chapel since then, he said, but it was not convincing enough for me. Please forgive me, he added while looking at me. His eyes are full of fears now and regret because he is now sitting in front of me, ready to be punished. Please, please, please forgive me, he begged and almost cried. Give me a chance, please, please. He begged again, and this time he was already crying. I watched him beg and cry because it is too late for that now. Me too. I never went back to the chapel since you have used me, I told him seriously. Because I am scared of you. But now you are scared of me, I added, and I laughed. How ironic, isn't it? I asked and laughed again. Looking at his scared face gives me all satisfaction. Please let me go. I have a family and a little girl, he begged again. You know, I saw her, and I remember her face. Don't worry, she will be next, I said and laughed. You're evil, he shouted, and I know I made him mad. Don't touch her, he added. Don't worry, I am not like you. I never harm a child, I told him and put my dress up and my panty down, rubbed his head by his hair, and showed my pussy to his face. You like it? I asked him while watching his reaction. Is it not tight like when it was before? I pulled my panty up and put my dress down. I went closer to his ears and whispered, I remember how you put your finger inside that made me cry and begged you to stop, but you didn't listen. You're psycho, Helena, he cried, almost peeing on his pants. Oh, thank you for the compliment, I said sarcastically. Okay, let's start the game, I added. I picked the duct tape on the floor and the scissors because this will be a long, hurtful, and bloody day. That is why I never cover his mouth with duct tape. No, please, he begged, but I didn't listen to him. I covered his face with the tape and looked at him directly in his eyes. Don't die right away. I still need you. Hmm, he said, trying to talk, but his mouth was taped. Eeny, meeny, miny, moo, what will be the first I always to do? I asked, while pointing to the lighter, scissors, kerosene, in the jar, knife, and hammer. He said while shaking. I choose the lighter and the gas. I put his pants down and put the lighter and the kerosene in the jar. I massage his penis to make it hard. Dip the cotton inside the jar and wipe the cotton with kerosene on his pubic hairs. I remember when you first let me touch this. I told you I didn't want to, but you forced me. I whispered again to him while he was shaking. Now I want to touch it, but you don't want to, I said while looking at him. It's weird, right? Why don't you want me to touch it now? I asked him while still rubbing his pants. He cried. Maybe he already knows my plan. After wiping the cut on his pubic hair, I picked the letter and looked at his scared face, inspiring me to play the game with him. I burned his pubic hair. He screamed in pain. He tries to move because of pain, but he can't move because I perfectly taped him on the chair. Did you smell that? I asked, and I covered my nose. It smells like burned pubic hair and burned skin, and the fire died, but he is still in pain. I removed the duct tape on his mouth. And what did you say? I asked, giving him a chance to talk and beg for his life one more time. Enough, please, please, he cried. I looked up and looked back at him. In your dreams, I said, and put the tape back on his mouth. I'm sorry, but I don't want my beloved nanny to get hurt and disappointed. He told me that I know, now telling him that. You know that angel who takes away the pains and sufferings of the people? I asked him to ease his tension. And there's an angel for punishing too, punishing the people who sin. I continue. It is me, but I am more on a punisher right now, I added, while looking at him. I can still feel his tension and fear. I can still smell the burned skin and the burned pubic hairs from Mike, and I love to smell it. I can see him still in pain too, but I don't care. The game just started. I am not about to enjoy it. I lit a cigarette while watching him fainting. Hey, wake up! We are not yet done, I told him, and I grabbed his hair and slapped his face, just to wake him up because he's fainting. The game has just started, I told him by looking at him, smoking my cigarette. Live or die, just choose. I reminded him while staring at him. Wake up, my little boy. Mama said, let's play a toy. I sing with a smile while still staring at him. He looks pitiful, but he deserved it for thinking that he would get away with it by confessing, regretting, and then showing himself to the chapel. He's wrong. I think the game is livelier and happier when I turn in the radio. I went to the radio and turned it on, and turned it loud enough to hear it in the whole house. I danced to the tune of Paralyzer from Finger 11, and he's looking at me, still in pain. I picked the scissors and showed it to him. I grabbed his panties again and rubbed it, and in a just snap, I cut it tip. The blood squirts, and it goes to my face. I wipe it with my hand, and I laugh. The sounds he made grew louder. He's screaming in pain already. Did you see that? I asked him while laughing. I wiped the blood on my face again and slapped his face again just to wake him up because he was fainting. After a moment, Echo went to me and kissed my lips. His eyes grew wide when he saw Echo, when he saw us kissing each other. He was surprised, and I know he couldn't believe that someone could still accept me after the abuse that he had done to me. You look so surprised. I asked him. Are you not happy that someone accepted me after you abused me? I asked him, but he was not answering or even making a sound. I think we need to wake him up, Echo told me. I smiled at him and agreed with him. Mike suddenly looked at us, waving his head. No, telling us to stop whatever we are planning to do to him. Echo smelled his fears while smelling a new cooked pizza and picking up the hammer and showing it to him, making him more scared. This is a great for him, babe, Echo told me while showing the hammer to me. I love it. I said, getting excited about what's next. Hmm. 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 The sounds that he made grow louder, and he tries to move for one time to remove the duct tape on his arms, legs, and whole body, even though he knows that there is no chance of removing it. His face, Mike, while holding the hammer, and told Mike, "This is going to be fun," and he hit Mike as hard as he could with the hammer that he was holding twice in both legs. I heard the bones crack and the sounds that he made grow louder. He's in pain and he is almost dying. "Wow, that's hard!" I shouted, as if it won a louder for what Echo did to Mike. Mike is no longer moving or making any sounds. We danced and kissed each other while Mike fainted. The game was not yet over, but I considered my victory. After kissing each other, we went upstairs inside my room and we made love again.